Evening. It's always so lovely to come on just after clapping for the key workers and the amazing job they're doing. How are you doing? I'm Sophie, as I'm sure you know, and I'm a nutritional therapist with a background in traditional Chinese medicine and Western naturopathy. And tonight what I wanted to do was recap on some of the explanations that I have around what you can do with food cravings, comfort eating, emotional eating, overeating, and self-sabotage. And I've been writing blogs and doing videos for some time now. And the reason I've done it for some time is because it's got quite a few layers to it. So I feel like it's important to address all of those layers and really help get underneath it. So I'm going to recap on that. And I'm going to tonight, for the first time live, do a very gentle guided meditation to really invite you to get quiet and get still and hear your own inner voice, or just to connect in with the sensations of your body and perhaps get some intuition around what you need right now and what's most important to you. First of all, I just want to remind you, whoever's watching, to make sure you're drinking plenty of water. It's super important to drink lots and lots and lots of water. So at least 2 litres a day, not more than 2 pints or a litre in 1 hour, of course, so always spreading it out. But if you are forgetting to drink, it's a good idea to just get the glass and literally just chuck it down. I mean, ideally you would sip it, but just chuck it down. 1 or 2 glasses like that, and then you'll have yourself hydrated, and it is so super important. So I don't know how this week has been for you. For me, it's been a bit weird because obviously the kids were meant to go back to school on Monday. So I'm torn between how much am I supposed to be helping my daughter and how much does she need to be kind of self-motivated. So it's been a bit of a weird one this week and having to let go of that. Hi, Corinne. So let's get started. Okay, so last week what I did was really go into the sort of deepest layer around food cravings and overeating and emotional eating, and really invite you to take a step back from your habit and see what it is that might be holding you back. So it's that kind of big question, isn't it? Why am I doing this? Now, you can go down the route if you like, but I'd rather you didn't, of beating yourself up, saying that you've got no willpower, criticizing yourself, saying you've got no discipline. But I would really encourage you not to do that, because there's a reason you're doing it. And usually it's because we're trying to hold ourselves back. We're trying to numb ourselves. We've got some uncomfortable feelings coming up, and we're using the food to distract and to get away from those uncomfortable feelings. And what I was saying last week was to suggest to you to maybe look at the bigger picture and see in the bigger scheme of things in terms of your life, what areas feel like they could be better for you, what ingredients of your life are missing, what ingredients need more of those ingredients need to be developed more. So that was a sort of aspect that I was taking last week, to look at that. But you can't really do that unless you can get quiet. And of course, with this major thing going on in our lives, it is a perfect opportunity to get quiet. But have you noticed that the quieter that we are, being forced into this lockdown, the more uncomfortable it is? Because at times, you might be fine sometimes, but you might be finding there's different emotions that come up and they're just really uncomfortable, and you don't know what to do with them. And the typical reaction is often to comfort ourselves with some yummy foods. And that's completely understandable, but not particularly helpful for you long term. And, you want to get underneath it. And again, it's not that you're not going to have your favorite foods. That's not what I'm saying. It's just having it in a way that is not overdoing it and doing it when you're, eating when you're already full. So it's those kinds of things. So What can you do in the moment that you are getting those cravings? So there's things you can do in the moment that it's hitting, and then in the moments when you're feeling okay, can you grab some time each day, just a short amount of time each day, to tune in, maybe do a meditation, check in with yourself. And this is what I'm going to do with you shortly, just to give you an idea of how it can feel and, you know, see whether it works for you. When it actually hits, I would really encourage you to get a glass of water down you, because it'll bring your blood sugar back up. And that, you know, when your blood sugar's dropping, and your blood sugar drops when you're dehydrated and when you're eating foods. You know, have you noticed if you have a particularly salty, junk foody meal, you know, say it's processed food or say it's a Chinese takeaway, that might have been a while ago with what's going on, but anyway, and you've noticed that you get even more cravings after a meal like that. And that's because what they do is they drop the blood sugar. Hi, George. So when they drop the blood sugar, then it's very often you're going to get a craving then. And so you'll want to go for the chocolate, or maybe you want to go for the other glass of wine, or something to bring your blood sugar up. And it'll do it temporarily, and then it will come back down again. So it's not a successful way to do it. So the first thing to do is to have a large glass of water. If you've just eaten a meal, then it's not wise to have a large glass of water. You'll have to have a few sips of water. And then what I would also do is stop and pause and just take a breath. Just take a moment and maybe remove yourself from the cupboards in the kitchen and just go off and totally distract. Sorry about that. I had someone call me. So, you know, go outside or do an errand or do something that distracts you. And what the research shows is if you can do it for 15 minutes, often the food craving will go away. If you still really want the food after 15 minutes, then maybe have it and maybe have half of it and enjoy it and eat it mindfully. So those suggestions I'm making are really when it hits. What I was talking about last week was to get underneath it, was to take the time out when you're not having the craving, to each day take a few minutes quiet time to daydream, to observe your life, to just consider what your life is like and how it could be. I know we're told to have a reality check, that we shouldn't be dreaming, that, you know, we should just be accepting our lives. But really, honestly, I would encourage you to really let yourself dream and really let yourself open your heart and feel into what it is that you would love to have in your life that is perhaps missing, and just be with that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you through a really gentle little guided meditation to help you tune into your body and see what comes up for you, what sensations you feel. And then if you can start to do this every single day, just for a few minutes, and maybe even journal it, and just let yourself dream, let yourself imagine anything and everything you want to imagine in your life. Don't let it hold you back. And I'm not saying that when you dream of these amazing things that you want to be different in your life, that you're suddenly going to find they happen to you. That isn't the case. But the fact that you've made the declaration that that is what you want in your life is a great thing to do. And then just let it go and just see what happens. So do you want to just make yourself comfortable, who's watching, and just kind of sit back down, and let's just take a few breaths and let's just come into our body. So closing your eyes, sitting back on your chair, and take a few deep breaths in. So breathing in and big breath out. And breathing in and breathing out. And again, breathing in and breathing out. And then just allowing your feet to feel flat against the floor, and imagining roots growing out of the base of your feet and pushing through the foundations of your house, pushing deep down, deep down into the center of Mother Earth. and imagine Mother Earth holding you. Let her hold you and draw the energy of Mother Earth up through those roots and up through your feet and through your ankles and your legs and your knees and your thighs, all the way up through your hips, your pelvis, all the way up through the front and back of your body, all the way up to your shoulders and down to the ends of your arms, to the tips of your fingers, and then back up through your neck, up through your head, and up out of the top of your head, and then like a fountain coming back down onto earth. So feeling yourself connected, feeling yourself sitting on your chair, strong roots into Mother Earth. Mother Earth is holding you. This is a difficult time. This is not an easy time for anyone to navigate. And these moments of tuning into your body like this give you a chance to do an exhale, to just breathe in and out. In and out, and just letting your shoulders come away from your ears and reminding yourself that everything is okay. Everything is okay. You are supported. You are loved. You are cared for. And not just the Mother Earth beneath you, but also the universe around you, the heaven above you, feeling supported, feeling loved, feeling cared for. And now I want you to think about your body and where are you drawn to? So where do you feel sensation in your body? Do you feel it in the middle of your forehead? Do you feel your fingers tingling? Do you feel it in your solar plexus? Where do you feel drawn to in your body? And just allow yourself to go to that place. Breathing in and out as you do it. Where are you drawn to? And as you come to that place, take your attention to that place. And I want you to imagine that there's a little trap door. And I want you to open that trap door, open it up and step inside. So wherever you're feeling that sensation, you're allowing yourself to get very, very small, very, very small, shrink yourself down and just stepping inside to that space. And then let yourself get a sensation of what it feels like to be inside your body. What does it look like? Is it a small, tiny space? Is it a large, vacuous space? Is it filled with lots of stuff? Is it completely empty? How does it feel to be in there? And you can close the trapdoor, the little door behind you, or keep it open as you wish. You're just allowing yourself to feel the sensation of what it's like to be inside your body. What's the colours? What does it look like? Do you feel comfortable in there? Do you feel safe in there? Do you feel other sensations? Do you feel a little bit anxious or uncomfortable? Allow yourself to feel all of those feelings. And remember that you are in charge and your imagination can change anything within that space if you so want it to be changed. You might be perfectly happy just standing there. You might want to bring a chair in. You might want to imagine there's a window there or switch a light on. What do you need to feel comfortable in that space? And this is your chance now to make that space as comfortable as possible. Really let yourself get comfortable in this space. If you want to be alone, you can be alone. If you want to invite someone in to be with you in that space, allow yourself to be in that space however you wish it to be. And let your imagination take you wherever you want to go. You might suddenly find yourself in a room and then suddenly it changes to an outside space in the garden. Allow yourself to imagine. Let it inform you. of what you need right now. Do you need a comfy sofa? Do you need your cat or your dog to sit on your lap and you stroke it? Let your imagination take you where it can go, where it can give you insight. And if you get any uncomfortable feelings, you just focus on your breath, breathe in and out, and feel yourself supported, Mother Earth holding you beneath you, the universe, the heavens above you, supporting you. Just getting nice and quiet. And if you see any colours or sense any colours, do those colours make you feel more comfortable? Do you want to make them stronger? Do you want to change the colour? Allow it. Focusing on your breath. And then when you're ready, is just to take a moment to acknowledge your space, acknowledge this divine space that you've created, and remind yourself that you can revisit this space at any time if it's a comforting space. If you've been able to feel comfortable in it, you can go back any time. This is your safe space. This is your quiet space. You can picture yourself reading a book. You can picture yourself with a loved one playing cards. You can picture whatever you want, whatever comes to your mind. There's nothing wrong. It's all right for you at this moment. And like I said, any uncomfortable emotions, just focus on your breath, feeling yourself centered and supported. And when you're ready, you're going to step out of that trapdoor, little door, and you're going to close it behind you. And you're going to start to come back to your body and open your eyes. It feels really nice to quieten myself. I hope it feels like that for you too. So getting quiet is super, super important. And particularly at this time when there might be a lot of emotions coming up with this situation we're in, is really honouring and validating every emotion we have, and honouring and validating ourselves in every single way. We have a right to be cared for, we have a right to be loved, we have a right to honour ourselves, we have a right to feel good. But we have to do the creating of that. We have to create the space and the quietness. So I hope you found that helpful, and if you want to do some more exploring around that, please do get in touch and we can do that together. If you found that different kind of sensations were felt, or colours, or anything that you can't really get what they mean. So for example, when I was doing it, I could feel it in my third eye, and I could see the sensation of a cool blue colour. And for me, that is about cooling and calming and refreshing and clarifying and reflecting. That's what it means for me. So if you're struggling with understanding how, what the sensations were, what the colours were, what you were being shown, then do get in touch. And one thing that's really good to do is to actually journal. So once you've done this, is to actually write your experience down, and then just let the pen flow, because often you'll find thoughts and feelings will come from that. So unless you have any questions, I'm probably going to leave it at that for tonight, because this subject around overeating and emotional eating, it can't be fixed in one day. It has to be a gradual coming back to you. It has to be a gradual desire, not a gradual, it needs to be an intense desire to put yourself first and to say to yourself, I love myself like no other, and I am taking care of myself, and I am nurturing myself. And every time you want to go in the biscuit tin, or you know, you want to eat more than you need to because your body's full, is to do that very soothing, kind talking to yourself, not beating yourself up. Put the beating up down, no judgment. If you have a complete pig out, no judgment. It's just a slip up. You start again the next day. So see how you go. It's, you know, it's not a habit that you're going to find just suddenly disappears one day. You know, we have lots of feelings that come up, and, you know, it's a gradual developing of your relationship with yourself, loving yourself, you know, developing a loving relationship with yourself, letting go of the inner critic and the criticism, and recognizing it for what it is, which is just that you want to feel good. And, you know, the food does temporarily do that. But like I say, it's getting underneath that, and it's recognizing that there is a little person in there who wants his or her needs met, and, you know, is feeling whatever she or he is feeling. And it's just giving that little person room to breathe, a room to voice. So if you can, do a little bit of daydreaming each day, maybe do this little meditation, and then if the food craving hits, to maybe put the suggestions in place of the glass of water first, the delay tactic, the distraction tactic, and just really taking your time. But really, I would encourage you to just keep being as loving and caring to yourself, because it will change. Even if you feel like you're just not getting a handle on it, just get in touch, and I will happily talk you through what might be going on for you and how you can help yourself. And obviously these tips are very generalized, but they are effective. So I just wish you lots of love with this. I know it's not easy. I have my own struggles, as I'm sure you know. I love my chocolate. And I know when I'm using it to try to numb, to try to feel better, because I'm having some difficult feelings coming up. So be kind to yourself, and lots of love to you all. Do get in touch if you need to, and have a wonderful rest of the evening. Lots of love. Bye-bye.